Hello there. The topic is human egg cells. We talked about human sperm cells. Now we're going to compare the production of human sperm cells to human egg cells and vice versa. And so one of the comparisons we can see already, this is similar to a diagram we looked at from your textbook earlier. On the male side of the program, when the cell divides by meiosis to form sperm cells, how many of the daughter cells become sperm cells? All four, right? All four. Is that what happens on the female side of the program? No, siree. Nature concentrates on what? Making one good product of meiosis, one egg cell out of the four. They all have 23 chromosomes, as do human sperm cells normally, but only one is actually the egg cell. The rest of them, what happens to them? It says they're called polar bodies, and it says what in your book? They'll be degraded. That means what? They'll be recycled, molecules used for other things. They're done for. They're finished. One egg possibly goes on to a different destiny. And so, alright, so that's one difference. What's another difference? Well, they're brought out by these various study questions here. I see one that says in females, what's the rate of egg production? Now, on the male side of the program, we came up with an unbelievable number. Well, it's believable, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, what was that? How many sperm cells do us males produce per day? 250 million or so? Wow. Goodness, do you ladies produce anywhere near 250 million egg cells per day? I don't think so. Totally different program, right? And so approximately how often, ladies, does a new egg cell roll off the assembly line? Approximately how often? Of course, you guys probably know this too. About every how often? About once per month, right? About once per month. And so, a totally different program. But actually the question says per lifetime. And so you can kind of do the math, but between puberty and another exciting time in a woman's life, approximately how many eggs are produced? Approximately this many. Approximately 400 eggs per lifetime. And so, 250 million per day compared to 400 per lifetime. Quite a difference. That difference is found throughout, all of life. We'll see it in flowering plants. And why is that, I suppose? Well, because I guess those sperm cells got to go out and find one of those egg cells, right? You got to send a lot of sperm cells out to find that egg cell. Anyway, so approximately 400 eggs per lifetime. That's a very different program on the male side. What's another difference? Another major difference is how long the process takes. On the male side of the program, we said what? Approximately how long does production of sperm cells take? The ones being maturing today, approximately how long ago did they get started? About 3 weeks ago. Approximately a 3-week production process. So what did you find when you looked in the book about the female side of the program? In other words, there's a question in females, when does meiosis for all eggs to begin? Well, if you look there, you worked out a little bit, you saw something about the 7th month of fetal life. 7th month of fetal life. What are we talking about there? We talking about before birth? Yes, we are. 7 months out of how many? Well, out of 9, right? And so, when does meiosis for all eggs begin? Approximately 2 months before birth. Approximately 2 months before birth. And so, you ladies are born with every egg to be, all 400 eggs to be, already in production. Can you believe that? That has some consequences we'll talk about in another video in terms of taking care of your gametes. But let's finish up this little topic. It says, number 7, in an 8-year-old female, at what stage of meiosis are all her eggs to be. Well, meiosis started 2 months before birth, but I guess it must stop. Yes, it does. It kind of stops. It goes so far and then stops. I could ask the same thing about a 2-year-old female, 3-year-old, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20-year-old female, except for the one that's being produced this month. Meiosis goes so far, stops, and waits for a hormonal signal to continue the process, one per month approximately once per month, to bring that through meiosis. And so, how far does meiosis get? Not very far. Just to the first stage. What is the first stage of meiosis? Prophase? Well, yeah, and prophase what? Prophase 1, right? And so, you ladies are born with all eggs to be sitting there in prophase 1, waiting for a hormonal signal. The first one many years later, and then once per month for quite a while. And so that's another major difference. 3 weeks versus 2 months before birth. They're all in production when you're born. What's the last thing we have here? It says in question 8, in females, what is required for the total completion of meiosis? Did you find that one? What is it? In order for meiosis to go all the way to the last stage in you ladies, you need some help from the male side of the program, do you not? Isn't that what it says? What needs to happen for meiosis on the female side to go all the way to the last stage? Oh my goodness, some fertilization. Mr. Sperm Cell has to arrive. Mr. Breathless Sperm Cell, remember him? And he's got to do his thing in order for meiosis in that egg to go all the way to the very last step. All right, quite a few differences in the two programs. Yes, indeed. Okay, that's it for this one.